My Lords, I declare my position as Vice Chair of the Local Government Association. And I'm going to begin by agreeing with the noble lady Baroness Rowe regarding Small Business Saturday and the importance of doing whatever we can to support small independent businesses. But in her speech, the noble lady referred to unsatisfactory tenants who aren't paying the rent. And I'd make the point that some of those people will be one and the same. Many small business owners, many self-employed people have, in the circumstances of COVID, found themselves in situations where they're unable to pay the rent through no fault of their own. And as the noble lady, the minister, set out in her introduction, what we're talking about here is, I quote, a winter pause. And of course, it's welcome that people will not be thrown out onto the streets until effectively January 25. But eventually, many of these people who face eviction now are going to be facing eviction still in January. And we have a situation already, and these are figures from July from the campaigning group Shelter. In July, there were already 442,000 adults in rent arrears. That was double the figure of last year. And many of those people are eventually going to have to be going to the local council seeking emergency accommodation. And in 2019-20, local authorities spent £1.2 billion on temporary housing for homeless people. So if we look beyond the 25th of January, my question to the noble lady, the minister, is really what is the government going to do to both ensure that people are not evicted, and for those who are inevitably evicted, ensure that both local authorities can afford to pay for their accommodation, but also to think about where that money's going, because last year, 87% of that money went to private landlords. This is taking public money and pumping it into private hands. Now, I note a report in the Huffington Post today, which notes how homeowners, how a company is advertising that homeowners are getting, quote, exceptional returns for turning their homes into houses of multiple occupancy, and also for providing hostel accommodation. Now, the company reported here made a profit of £1.8 million in 2018-19 on revenue of £22 million. There are huge windfall sums being made here by private landlords through a housing policy that's based on privatisation, right to buy, the idea that we're going to rely on private builders to supply our housing stock. Is the government not looking to ensure that we have public, genuinely affordable housing for people to be able to live in securely, free from fear of eviction permanently? Thank you, my lords.